Morning everybody, welcome to the channel. And in today's adventures we are working on my lawnmower. I've got to replace the drive belt. I noticed the other day it had a little piece missing out of it, so before it breaks in the worst possible moment, which is where they break, figure we'll replace it today. So I'm going to tear it apart and I'm going to walk you guys through it. I'm sure it's probably elementary, you guys can probably do it, but in case you want to know how it's done, well, we'll figure out how to do it. And we're working on, let's see, what is this thing? It's a Husqvarna EZ4217 zero steer. So let's get started, shall we? Alright everybody, here's the culprit here. It's Husqvarna EZ4217. And first thing we've got to do, we've got to get the deck all the way down. So if you own one of these, very self-explanatory. Push your foot lever in, you'll pull the pin, push your safety back, and down she goes. It's down all the way. And I'm going to put my grass catcher down. I've got my very custom handle that I use for going around tight spaces around my yard, because this mower is way too big for my yard. But it was given to me by somebody very special to me, and I refuse to get rid of it. So I just make it do for what I've got. And I mow my neighbor's yards too with it, because they don't like to mow, and I've got the equipment, so might as well, right? So help them out. I was helped out with it. Anyway, so to get around tight spaces, I made this custom, one-of-a-kind handle. So let's carry on. Alright, so next step we've got to do, we've got to take the guard off that guards the belt so your hands don't get in there, your feet, whatnot. It is a 13 millimeter, using my socket on my DeWalt impact. It may be 1/2 inch, but 13 is close enough to do the job. Okay, so that's what I've got going on. So zip these things off. Alright, so that one there, I'm going to have to get a wrench. I'll be right back. Alright, now I've got all 4 of these out. And you're going to have one on the other side of the mower also. So don't forget to take that one off. Let's go ahead and take this off. And this is where all your grass accumulates. So it's probably not a good idea to make this part of your preventative maintenance. Take this off every once in a while, get this grass out, because this is where it holds moisture and it's going to rot your deck out. And you don't want that, because the deck is almost as much as replacing the whole mower. So not a bad idea to go ahead and clean this off every now and then. And you saw it's literally 4 bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the other side off, and we'll be right back. All right guys, we got both sides off. Got our covers off. See the grass in there, we need to clean that out. As luck would have it, all the hardware was the same size. If it's not, pay attention to where they go. You don't want to put the wrong hardware in the wrong place. Let's say one of these was a different length. You put it in there and it rubs the belt. Now you're just buying yourself another $50 belt. So always pay attention to what's going on. And to get this belt off, you grab it and you grab it like this here. Sorry, I don't have a tripod. Just trying to show you what I'm doing here. You grab it here, you kind of walk it around the pulley. There you go. If I had 2 hands on it, it'd make it a whole lot easier. But I don't, so there's your belt. Anyway, it's off. Now, cool thing about this, if you forget how it goes back on, it's not a big deal. There's a diagram right there showing you how it goes. So as long as your diagram hasn't rusted off because you have so much grass in the way and you haven't cleaned it, you're okay. So anyway, so belt's loose. Now we're going to go to the store, match it up, see if we can find the right one. I almost forgot. Before I head to the store, I wanted to show you why I'm replacing this belt. See that right there? that little section right there will make you say some very bad words when it breaks on a hot summer afternoon in the middle of your yard. So you might as well do it early morning in the garage when it's not so hot. So that's why we do preventative maintenance. That right there. Alright, well, I'm heading to the store now to get some new stuff. Alright, so we're back from the store. I went and I got a new belt. Problem is with the belt, I went and I looked on the Google machine to try to figure out which belt I needed for my mower. I couldn't find exactly the right information on it, which is shocking to me because Google and the internet are always 100% accurate on any information. It's always completely honest and accurate, and not today, not on this one. So I went down to my local hardware store and they've got a tool to measure belts. Unfortunately, this belt is probably the longest belt in the history of mankind, and it wouldn't allow me to measure it because it's too long. So I did the old school method, took the new belt and the old belt, and I measured them side by side, and I will show you how I did that here in just 1 second. Alright guys, so what I did, and excuse my filming there, I don't have a tripod yet, so I've got my phone set up on a bookshelf, and we'll see how it works out. So anyhow, so the method I took, take the old belt, step on it, hold it up, take the new belt, step on it, hold it up, same length, same width. Essentially that's it. That's all you got to do, guys. So that's that. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw it on the mower using that diagram that was on the deck blade, or not the deck blade, the deck. So anyhow, I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright folks, there she is. Now the same way I took the old one off by pulling the belt off the pulley, it's the same way I put the new one on. I just couldn't film it because I'm working one-handed because I'm holding my phone while I'm filming this. But that's how you do it. It's a little tough because the new belt is a little shorter because it's not worn out and stretched out like the old one was. But it works the same way. Because this is your tensioner. When you pull the belt, it pulls this way against the spring tension, and you just need to overcome that, and that's how you do that. Now also, while we're here, this would be a good time to talk about preventative maintenance. It's a good time to start greasing your Zerk fittings, and a good practice on those, I always tell people, grease wipe. What that means is you wipe off the dirt, put your grease gun on, you grease some, and you wipe off the excess so it doesn't grab too much grease anymore, or excuse me, too much dirt anymore. The reason you wipe the first time is because when you put your grease gun on there, whatever dirt is on, you will force it into whatever you're greasing. So wipe off the excess, put the grease gun on, grease it, wipe off the excess. So that's your tip of the day there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the covers back on, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, everybody, well there it is, ready to go, back together, ready to mow. So the point of this video was just to show that anybody can do this. You know, you don't need to go spend hundreds of dollars to get your mower worked on. As you can see, now I use my DeWalt power gun, but you could use a simple 13mm wrench and do this entire job. You know, all it was 4 screws, or 4 bolts, excuse me. 4 bolts, take these off. I pulled the belt off by hand, and that was it. So anybody can do it. You just have to have a little initiative and basic hand tools, and you can do this job and save yourself hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And there you go. The belt cost me $50 and a little bit of gas to get into the store to get it done. So there you go. I did notice that my drive motor on the right hand side had a little oil leak, so I'll make a new video about that in a few days. I'll be fixing the oil leak on the bottom of the drive motor. So if you like this video, come back next time, subscribe, like, do whatever you want to do on that, and I'll be fixing that. I'll try to keep it simple and stupid and maybe a little bit entertaining. I don't know. We'll see. But anyhow, that's the mower. And Now I gotta go do some chores. Have a good day, everybody. Another good thing I just did, I just wrote in permanent marker on the deck itself, belt size for next time. So I don't have to go through the mess of going over there and measuring it up and all that. So there you go, guys. Good practices. I have to actually give my wife credit for that one. She has all the best ideas. She gave me that one. So good job, wife.